What's good, everybody? It's your boy Texas, back to the MUTMen Podcast, episode number 169. That's very nice. Very, very nice. Yes, you gotta say nice. That's Gronk's favorite number for those that didn't know.
Nice.
Yep. 60 nice is what you say. What's going on with you, Fox, man? How you been?
I've been good, man. How about you?
I've been good, man. Just been at the gym lifting. Everybody in the comment section last week was making fun of me. Like, I don't think you're doing it right, Tex. I don't think you're going to the gym correctly. So I started incorporating more of a full body workout in my repertoire. So I'm getting there, bro. I'm getting there.
That's good to hear. So are you gonna ignore your back for the next 3 weeks in order to make it up?
No, I'm gonna keep doing my back. I'm just gonna do biceps or back and biceps. I'm gonna start doubling up on workouts instead of just doing one sole group. So it'll be legs by itself, and then we'll do chest and tris, and then we'll do back and bis, and then we'll do cardio.
Legs, chest. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean,
that means you're hitting basically every single group then. Yeah. If you do front, back, upper, then lower. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's the plan. I don't like doing it that way, but that's what everybody wants. That's what you have to do apparently. So that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. What's nice about legs is that it also works out those gluteus maximuses. So it's like the entire thing. What about calves? You doing any calf races?
I'm not a big calf guy. Like, calves are cool, but my calves are kind of big as it is anyway. Maybe if I can slim them down. But I don't really care about my calves that much. It's funny too because everybody at the gym look at my calves, they're so nice. Not my calves, their calves. I'm like, it's just calves, bro. Ain't that big of a deal.
Yeah. So I found if you work them out too hard, they start bellowing with how tired they are. I'm sorry, that was terrible. So we got a podcast today on Madden and Madden Ultimate Team.
Yep.
Any text message before we get into the agenda?
Any text message? No. I mean, other than the fact that I didn't do anything but work out this week because I've been kind of relaxing before I go to Vegas, and so I worked out legs on Monday of last week, and then Tuesday I couldn't roll out of bed. It was hilarious. I was super sore.
Those hurt so good. I remember those when you first go back to doing something. Mm-hmm. You literally can't move. Oh man, that's happened to me a few times in my life. It's like you feel like an old man. It seriously hurts. You ever get it? Do you have somewhere? Can you go to get a massage or something? That shit hurts so good.
I need to start doing that. It was just I didn't go too hard because I did the stuff that I know I could have done, but I think I should have just tapped out when I was instead of just trying to force myself to do it. But I usually just kind of if I'm sore, I get one of those little blue long hard. What do they call those things? I don't know the hell you call it. Things you just rub your leg on.
Those rolling pins.
Yeah, get one of those and roll my leg on it the entire time for 15 minutes. It feels so good. It hurts, but it feels good in the process.
Oh yeah, getting that lactic acid out. So for the agenda today, it's gonna be light, but hopefully we can go in depth into a couple topics. We're gonna talk about EA and their marketing, and if it's going to make Madden 20 better or sell more games by they're paying creators to come out to EA Play this year. Big creators, not guys like Madden creators. We have the Program Stars promo, and we got limited time cards on Wednesday, and the thing launched on Monday. And then kind of what do you want to see from EA Play? And we're gonna talk a little bit about this MUT season overall, and kind of I don't know if we want to rate it all the way yet because we have more content coming. Maybe we should give a final rating in July, but that's kind of the content for today. Have anything else I should add to the agenda text?
No, I think it's about right. If something else comes up, we'll just talk about it. But I think that's a solid agenda right now. Like you said, light, but it's not. It's a light summer.
Exactly. Yeah. So. Let's talk about the kind of big news. EA is paying, and we've seen do this before with Ninja to promote Apex and stuff. But they're paying random creators. It feels like they're paying people not connected to gaming. They're paying large influencers to show up at EA Play. And Tex, I think I'm gonna let you take the floor in this because I know how much of an opinion you had on the Migos being paid to $500,000 to be at EA Play last year. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on people like David Dobrik? Let me look at the list here. David Dobrik, Amanda Cerny, let's see,
King Batch,
Joey Grafecka, Juanpa Zarita, King Bach, TB. Oh, then there's a couple big gaming creators too that are also invited. Mm-hmm. Dr. Disrespect, TBNR, Frags. And Pokimane plays games. She streams on Twitch. But none of those people are connected to I'd say like Madden or FIFA, but maybe they play, I don't know, they play The Sims or something. I don't know who TBNR Frags is. But what are your thoughts on these seemingly unconnected creators being the big draws for EA Play?
All right, so I want to say this off top. I'm glad EA is finally promoting who's going to be at the event, because like my biggest complaint with the Migos being there last year was it was legit a waste of money in both ways. For one, you didn't promote them being there. And so if anybody wanted to go watch a Migos concert for free, they would have showed up because a lot of people do like the Migos. For two, that money could have been used on like more coders instead of doing it as entertainment, because you just get a DJ and play the same hits and it sounds exactly the same. So I was kind of mad. At least they're promoting who's going to be there this year. So you guys that want to go out there and meet potentially your favorite content creators, such as, the David Dobrik. And that's pretty much the only person I know off that list that does content on a daily basis that has like a big following on YouTube. Everybody else does as well, but he's the one guy that's consistently putting out heat according to the internet. I don't know why they decided to spend as much money on these personalities when they could probably, I don't know, spend the money on not actual people, but like people that are associated with the game. So instead of spending the money on David Dobrik to get his fans out there, why not like try to get an NFL athlete out there? Why not try to get a FIFA star out there? Why not try to get Ronaldo out there to EA Play?
It's a very really good point. I don't know if it is soccer in break for the summer by now, because football.
Well, they had that.
They got some mini camps, but veterans are skipping him. Oh, sorry, go on.
Well, no. I was gonna say because with the football, I think it's voluntary OTAs are right now. I don't think it's mandatory. I think they're voluntary, so people can. I think Odell Beckham's in LA right now. That's where he works out. Odell Beckham is literally in Los Angeles.
That's you make a lot of sense there, Tex. I don't know. And like, here's the thing. I know it's the EA Play isn't just Madden. They have other sports. That's why I said Ronaldo and other type things. Like, I tend to agree with you right here. Here's the thing with what's gonna happen with EA Play. If we want to back it up, EA realizes their games are trash when compared to like E3 titles and other companies, and they're like, well, we want to stand out, so we're gonna have our stuff first. And we're going to have our own, it's like taking your ball and going home. We're going to have our own thing around the same area, but a few days before so we can grab headlines. It's EA, basically them trying to market themselves out of poor gameplay and a lot of things. And it's similar things here. Like, they're bringing these people here, but the focus is going to be on the creators. Dobrik's fans are going to just be going crazy. All these people's fans are going to be going crazy, making big hype, but they're not there for the actual game. Like, gamers... Maybe I'm obviously when I use that phrase, it's so wide because the gamers are so varied now. But like, what we care about and the thing that's gonna sell your game the most is your gameplay and your actual game. It's like what you didn't learn your own lesson from, say, Apex. You released the game and then it blew up. Yes, you paid creators like Ninja and stuff to promote it and stream it, but that it feels pretty close to like what the gaming community is about. Dr. Disrespect will be great to pay and promote, and you bringing him out, which is a good idea.
Yeah.
To promote Madden, even though he's never played Madden, he's more of an NBA guy. He likes more 2K stuff, but it seems strange to take the focus off the game. But I can't. The only thing I hate from them, because they're generating hype, what I hate is that it's like we see these funds not being used on like coders, like you said, and into personalities. So but here's the thing, it's not a one-to-one thing. EA made hundreds of millions of dollars last year and spent hundreds of millions of dollars on stock buybacks, an absolute waste of money. So they spent a couple $1 million on bringing out these faces. In the grand scheme of things, they've made bigger sins and marketing and blowing up their games and getting a lot of people there to generate media excitement around their games when the media is going to know why people are excited. I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. Tex, what do you think?
See, I get that it's not like, I'm cool with the promotion. I just feel like it should have been used with people who actually play video games. Like, I understand getting personalities out there, especially these guys like that. But there's a lot of big YouTubers that play video games you can get out there. Like, that don't just do like they got like, I'm trying to think, like, obviously Dr. Disrespect's big. You could have brought Ninja out there. Maybe he's busy. Maybe he wanted more money than just what they were offering. Because we're pretty sure at minimum, a lot of these guys got $100K. Because I was doing some math, not just easy math. David Dobrik bought his sister a Jeep Jeep Wrangler, which starts at $27,000. So if he just, it's about $30,000 if you want, maybe $34,000, somewhere around that price. So and he's also got to show up the EA Play for probably an hour or two to just to kind of just to be there and go. So $100,000 seems kind of appropriate for that. So if that money was spent on like a main attraction, because you're getting NFL fans, you're getting well, we're not doing NBA Live this year, are they? So you're just getting NFL and FIFA fans there. Why is that money not spent on people on getting somebody that the fans who are already going to be there to take a picture with? They're like saying like basically what they're saying is fuck. It's like how you do with us with Mutt, right? Like with like the guys who make Mutt contests. It's like fuck you. You already play the game anyway, so why pay you? So people who are already going there are already fans of the EA titles themselves. So fuck them. We want to get people who aren't a fan of this game in. So we're going to be paying money to people that actually don't play our video games.
Yeah, like the crossover between David Dobrik's audience and who I see when he goes places, it's generally younger females. I mean, here's the thing. Gamers can be anyone. So I can see what EA's trying to do. They're bringing in a big crowd. Maybe, Dobrik goes for less money than, say, Messi and Ronaldo. I would say it is. He's from the LA area. He's in the LA area frequently. Say what I think Dr. Respect's in the San Francisco area, though. But, like, a lot of these people are already there, probably cheaper, and it just brings a large crowd, and maybe you convert one or two. But things like EA, you've been out to EA Play. Does it struggle for people wanting to play its games?
No. I don't know. It depends, because, like, obviously you're there for this exclusive experience. And so it depends on the day. Like, so when I went there, line was long. It was much longer than it was the first time we went. Because last time it was like halfway around the building. This one was like fully wrapped around, but it was easier access to get inside the second time around because they actually did a better job of it. But they don't really struggle to get people there because it's just a free event, and so I get why they want more people to come because it's a free event. You can meet your favorite creators, all that. I just don't get why they're just kind of fucking screwing the fans of their games. Because they're not bringing anybody, as we know right now, that are fans of their games that they may want to take a picture with. Like why are you bringing content creators? Not like I get that these guys are huge, but there's athletes that I'd rather see and hang out with and take a picture with than King Batch or Amanda Cerny.
Yeah, I in the like obviously we know EA does a bad job. Like here's the thing, like all this focus on marketing, it's their marketing. They just laid off 300 people from like their marketing department, and they decided to take their salaries and give them to these people instead. And it's frustrating to see. Guru lost his job, and a person who directly interacts with the community, who does Madden daily, who helps out the Twitter account, does all that stuff, keeps us informed, and then they basically give his yearly salary away for a half hour of Dobrik. So it's as a hardcore Mutt player, it's clearly not for us. Just to see the optics on this thing, and it's frustrating because it feels like EA, and they tried with the Mingles last year. Their games in Madden sells less, even though Mutt's doing really well. Madden sells less on a yearly basis, to my knowledge, and I'd like somebody to correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been selling less for the last decade and a half, generally over time. And even 19, I think, sold less than 18. It's stunts like these where like it feels like EA doesn't know what sells video games. It feels like EA is just kind of like grasping at straws. They see what these other companies do for like marketing, like, hey, that's probably a good idea, paying social media stars. And social media stars, with the amount of influence they have, probably come cheaper than regular stars. I'm gonna give it to that. So it's a good bargain. And the thing is, like, you heard about Rayweather saying, hey, they're not bringing me out this year. I don't think they're bringing out many Madden YouTubers, and they're kind of spending more on these bigger creators to bring them in. And it's kind of like EA doesn't make games for people like me anymore. They don't care about the hardcore. And maybe this is just I'm reading it too far, but
I mean, no, that's all signs point towards that. Like, they're spending money in the wrong places. Like, if they really cared about this game being good, you would just put out a good game instead. Like, you would just spend the money you're gonna be spending. They probably spent $1 million, like, easily, on just these 7 or 8 creators that come
way
out
more.
here.
Yeah,
probably more than that. Instead, like, you can hire so many more people with $1 million you spend on marketing. And if you have more people actually working to make the game better, you can just market the gameplay being improved and being much better. It's not your daddy's Madden. It's like, do all that other shit. It's not the Madden you played recently. This is gonna be much better. But instead, they're putting a Band-Aid over it, trying to get a new audience into a game that's broken, and this is the problem. This is why everybody who is an EA game changer should take a coin spot, because they don't give a fuck about you. They don't. They care more about what you can provide, which is most what like life is about. Like, oh, if you can get me eyes on this game because you have 2 million, 3 million subscribers, cool. But those guys are not going to be uploading the game at all. So why are you even wasting the money on it? They're just going to give it a quick promotion, get some people out there. They're going to go to a free event and maybe you convert a few, but you're not really looking after the entire community at that point. You're looking after just those people who don't need the money in the first place.
Yeah. Like, the Madden community got, I don't know, some people did. I didn't really care, but they got mad. Like, the 2K guys came out and did some Madden stuff. They came out for NBA Live. And here's the thing. You can market, the marketing people, you know, with the 3 people that are left in that department, they might be working their ass off, but they're trying to polish a turd, basically. Like, they're trying to sell NBA Live to an audience that's smart. The audience reads the internet. They read reviews. Like, the best marketing, hands down, that you can do for a game now is the reviews that people put up on YouTube. Are the reviews you see on sites, you know, the Metacritics, the IGNs, and stuff like that. Like, that's the best marketing. Like, hands down, it doesn't matter what your game is. If you're getting 9 pluses on your review scores every year, you are going to like just sell bananas. And I guess bananas really sell well. Anyways, you're gonna sell crazy. Maybe chocolate covered bananas. Those are delicious.
They're really
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like we saw with the Migos big concert last year. They did one later in the year. Was that a Super Bowl or something that was just well attended? Like, all these big events in the past for EA. Do we think this affects their bottom line at all, or just anything? Does this marketing work?
I don't think it works. So I think somebody just thinks it's cool just to give them the money. It's like they got to spend the money anyway, and rather give it to them, they give it to like Eric Rayweather and like the other game changers instead of divvying it up between them, because that's, I don't know. It just seems weird. Like we already got those guys as it is anyway, so why pay them?
Yeah.
So we might as well just go ahead and do something cool. Like, hey, I got to hang out with Quavo and like take a picture with these guys. I feel like a lot of this shit's just kind of like, I get to hang out with. It's all about like, it's mostly about just kind of bragging to your friends. Like how boosters are with their schools, where they'll donate a bunch of money to a school that doesn't need it. Like the school doesn't need the money at all, but they'll donate like $50 million for just so they can have their name on the weight room, so they can brag to their fucking other rich friends that they got the name on their weight room. It's stuff like that. So that's what I think is going on here, is that like they just want to brag and be like, hey, we got the Migos come out here to an event and I got to take a picture with these guys and be backstage and hang out with these people, to their friends. That's probably what it is, instead of just actually taking care of the guys that, you know, play this game year round, that keep the community excited about playing the game. The guys that put the content out that actually makes up for EA's lack of interest in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's a weird, you know, chicken and egg scenario. What like with marketing and stuff, and especially online communities nowadays and Twitch and stuff, like, do Twitch people blow up a game, or does a game blow up and Twitch people just flock to it? Like, obviously it helps to bring in the big guys, but like we saw with Fortnite, right? There was a lot of small creators before Fortnite, and then it came out, and these small creators, the Tifus, the Ninja was a little bit bigger than Tifu, but they came out, and then all of a sudden they're international superstars. Is that due to them? Because Ninja was doing this for 5 years before Fortnite, and came out, then he became a superstar, and that's due to Fortnite being a good game and people wanted to watch. So like it's more a lot of like, and I realize this all the time with Madden and stuff and going other stuff. It's like, without Madden, like, nobody would watch me, right? Because I built my stuff off Madden. And so, like, if Madden becomes amazing, if Madden becomes, what we thought of it in 2004, if it becomes that game again and that kind of cultural impact, the people that upload Madden content will grow much larger rather than them growing the content. So in the end, all this marketing, it's like, I don't know, putting a hat on a, giant, I don't know, man-sized fly. It's like, whoa, that's ugly as shit, but like kind of cool with the hat. Whereas, like, if it was actually like a unicorn, it doesn't matter what's on top of it. That's fucking badass. Like, that's huge. I want to see that thing fly. So it's, I don't know. I in the end, it's marketing. It's EA's money. Well, our money that we give to EA, and they do stock buybacks, and it's like, whatever. Let their marketers do their thing, and the creators get their cash, and I'm done with it. Yep. EA Play, I'm guessing this year is going to be absolutely... Here's the thing I will give them credit for. I think it's going to be absolutely... Like, I've never been. You have? It's going to be packed as shit. People coming to see. Like, like looking through the numbers, their followings. Like, we talked about Amanda Cerny. She's an Instagram model and actress. She's got 24.9
Don't say actress. She's not no goddamn actress. She just does stuff that happens to be on TV shows.
What are you talking about?
I see her IMDb, but IMDb is fucking. It's like my is it IMDb or IMDb?
Yes, IMDb.
My IMDb's better than hers, bro. Fuck you mean? Like, that shit's
okay, all right, stop, Tex. She was pretty zombie girl #1 in Dead House last year. Stop.
And Dead House probably has like a 4% Rotten Tomatoes. Like, I don't know what the fuck that is. I've never heard of that.
It's a TV series.
Man, but she got 24 million followers on Instagram though, right? Like, that's pretty much why she's out there.
25. Yeah.
So it's gonna be a bunch of dudes out there trying to come hang out with this chick.
Yeah, and Dover, like this EA Play is gonna be stacked.
Yeah, but for
reasons.
one day. For that Friday that it is, every other day they're gonna be gone. I doubt they're there for 3 days a week.
Are they all there on Friday, or are they spacing them out?
They're probably gonna be there one day.
Let me take a look.
I don't know. My guess is they'll all be there.
Oh no, it's Saturday and Sunday that he got in there.
Okay.
I'll read the schedule.
Look at that.
1 to 3 p.m. David Dobrik, 3 to 4 p.m. Dr. Disrespect, 4 to 5 Pokimane. Sunday 1 to 2 King Bach and Amanda Cerny. So they only got there for 1 hour for King Bach and Cerny.
They made $100K for an hour.
We don't know their actual number, but yeah, I'm guessing it's maybe more than that.
Hey, man, bro.
25 million followers? That's like, how much does like Kim K have on Instagram?
Probably.
Like 24 million followers is a shit ton.
That is a lot.
Kardashian. Wait, where the hell is she? Kardashian has 141 million followers. So you're getting like a sixth of Kardashian. But like 25 million people. Let's be serious. That's like bonkers.
That's crazy.
She probably
got more than 100K, to be honest with you.
That's got to be a million easy. Like,
yeah.
25 million followers. Like, can you imagine putting out a commercial? Like, what's the biggest TV show this year? Game of Thrones. That was watched by about the same number of people.
Dog, you know how petty this is funny though. Like, EA wanted to promote the EA Play event. She didn't put it on Instagram. She put it on Twitter. She got 25 million followers on Instagram, but now she put it on Twitter for 1 million followers. Like, yo, and she got paid $1 million probably just to show up at this event. And god damn, bro, and they can't use that $1 million or whatever plus money they gave out to like fix somebody that can fix the offensive lineman blocking mechanics. No, all right, cool, bet, thanks. Yeah, good talk.
Yeah, she's doing it like, obviously we know the old thing, like, Twitter, Instagram's for the pretty people, and she's a pretty person. She's got 969 on Twitter, and she put out a tweet on it.
Yeah.
Or a couple tweets. Looks like she retweeted EA. Where like she does much better on Instagram for various reasons, because Twitter is much more like, I don't know how to describe Twitter. Like I wasn't on it before. I started the YouTube channel, but it's much more like, I don't know, snark, comedy, written out words type of thing. Whereas like, so you got to be like better with your words on Twitter. It feels like. Whereas Instagram, it's obviously who is prettiest, I guess, or who gets pretty pictures, which obviously is how the whole thing's marketed. But yeah, you can tell where her talents lie, I guess. Is that mean to say?
No, I mean, she don't got no talents. I mean, she's pretty zombie. She got no lead actress. Like, she was in like that's mean. Let me shut up before I get called like sexist. But like, she hasn't done anything that I would deem as talent worthy. Like,
well, you don't. I mean, okay, yeah, I don't know. Like, we me and you. The reason we're saying this is me and Texas watched a few of her vines. before this podcast to like kind of figure out who she was, and we watched it together. And then Tex like, it's like, why am I watching this? This isn't funny. And I'm like, yeah, what the hell? Like,
I got 40 seconds. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? It was a 36-minute compilation on YouTube of Vines, and none of them are funny.
Well, we didn't watch all 36 minutes, to be fair.
True.
To the Amanda fans out there.
True.
Which I know none of the people that watch this are fans, because we're 99% male. But
mostly, yeah. That's our audience, though. But, like, yo, we got Pretty Zombie Girl #1. Like, what? Her name was Sarah and 211. What the fuck is 211?
Well, hey, maybe she just hasn't. Well, she's obviously gotten her break.
She got 25 million followers, bro. She better be in some goddamn good TV series.
She takes good pictures, Tex.
All right, she got a good editor.
She's got her. She's got her lane. But anyways,
all right.
just like me and you, we haven't found our lane yet. Maybe I gotta take better pictures.
Yeah,
that's my problem.
That's
I'm super pretty, but I just don't take good pictures. That's why like me and IRL doesn't look like anything like me on camera. You guys are seeing my worst angle. Unfortunately, they're all bad angles. But all right, outside of jokes. Hey, it is what it is. EA Play is going to be fucking crazy this year, and I think that's the best thing that the EA marketers could do to try and promote the polished turds. But it's always, when we say this, and I say the EA marketers, we're not mad at them. They take their budget and they do the best with it. Yeah. We're mad at the executives that decide what the budgets for the games are.
They determine, like, oh, we want to spend $50 million on marketing, so you got to spend money. You got to spend the money or it goes away.
Yeah.
And so the easy way to spend this money is give big people that don't need the money all the money to show up at this event, instead of rewarding the guys that actually are your soldiers on the front lines.
Yeah.
So that's where our complaints are. Like even like last year, I was complaining about the NBA Live guys like paying for like the 2K guys to say Live is better than 2K. And I know you mentioned earlier that people were mad about it. The reason why I was mad about it was because they were fucking lying, saying Live was better than 2K. Live is that's why I was mad. Like, you can pay them all the money you want, just don't lie to me and say it was a better game, because it's not.
Yeah, I heard. So those people, they ended up selling out back to 2K because 2K bought like their exclusive content or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I think what I heard is like they sold out super cheap. Is what people at EA were laughing at them for how cheap they sold out, and like they should have like gotten a competing offer from EA if they're gonna sell out like that. Mm-hmm. Like so now, like it's just interesting. Like sometimes internet creators don't understand their own value. So maybe EA got a good value on these internet creators, but like. You're right. I also, like, I know what you said, and I didn't know really much about, like, NBA Live until I downloaded it a couple months ago, and when you first said this, and, like, yeah, that shit is trash. To say NBA Live was a good product would be, like, yikes. Like, their market, like, how do you make a worse market than MUT? MUT's already, like, MLB has the best market, in my opinion, and then the NBA Live took MUT's market and made it worse. How the fuck do you fuck it up? Just take the code... Copy paste.
I don't know why they're just afraid. They don't want to do sets. There's no sets in that game.
It's so weird.
Like it's like how FIFA is. FIFA, like, they try to copy MUT and FIFA, but they took the worst parts of both. Like that's what it was. Like they wanted no sets in the game, but they also wanted you to spend a bunch of money on packs. Like no, these packs better be fucking cheap. Packs better be 50 fucking cents. Nobody playing this game. Shit should be free. Like free to play. Everything should be free to play about the entire game. I'm not paying any money for this.
It was not good. And then you had your complaints about gameplay too, and like NBA Live, because their bar is so low, I'll just say they can only go up, right, Tex? They can only get better.
I mean, no, they can't. They don't have enough time in the world to get better, bro. They keep spending all the money they spend is on marketing. Apparently, they ain't got nothing good to market.
Fair point. That is very true. And like, here's the thing: games live and die off content. And we talked about, you said no sets there. Apex Legends. Apex was taking over the world until their Season 1 pass came out. And everybody looked at it, saw it, and like, wow, this kind of sucks. Yeah. That game died. So with that kind of content, with that kind of thought, I want to kind of move on to MUT content in the off-season. Before we get into program stars and the latest one. So it's pretty clear to me by now, and it should be to a lot of people. We've been talking about this for months. No golden tickets, okay? Mm-hmm. With no golden tickets this year, the first time we haven't had golden tickets in ever? Was there a Madden before this without golden tickets? Like 10?
Maybe 12? I don't, it was a Madden 13. That's when I first got into it. In that game, there was a golden ticket, Jacoby Jones, that whenever you pulled, he just clicked over 500,000 coins, which is, I think, where EA got the idea from. It was always in packs. It was in packs forever.
Wow.
And you pulled it, 500,000 coin quick sell.
I like that. Anyway, so like, content is so key to games now, and Madden's inability to provide in the offseason is what's got us so frustrated. Is what's got us going off on them spending money elsewhere. Like that's how you hype Madden is make that great content that that daily, that weekly, the kind of Fortnite model. And Mutt's had that model for years. So is this the worst Mutt season of all time? # Mutt season. After the Super Bowl without golden tickets into the game, this has got to be the low of the low, right? Madden 19, even though 18 was worse in my opinion because of the long stretches without content, I think 19 is now officially worse because of the lack of golden tickets.
I think 19 is worse because we just think it's stuff we were used to getting, and they dragged out. Like when me and Victor did the podcast while you were on your trip to, you said San Fran. I could say where you were.
San Francisco.
Yeah, because you went to Alcatraz and all that. We counted. I think it was like 4 promos that were like in the game since February. At that time, it was 4.
Yeah.
4. Like that's crazy.
Somebody posted something that compared the promos in 18 to 19.
Yeah. It
was actually pretty close to the number of promos. The reason why 18 felt so bare is because they drop all the promo in one day and then they go like weeks without anything, whereas like 19 stretched it out, so it made us feel more like daily content, which I like the 19 method better if that's all the work they're going to do. I just would prefer, they do more work. But, both years were bad, and now without golden tickets, 19's got to be worse than 18. I've officially switched over to Texas's team. Like I think 19 overall held my interest longer in the offseason, but holy shit,
bro,
right? That's a huge black eye to the game.
I gotta go see that list. 'Cause I know we got motivators last year too. Wasn't there part 2 for motivators?
Let me see if I can't find it. It was on the Mutt sub.
I gotta find out if you don't mind. But I'm also like I'm just looking at other stuff as well. I'm just like we just basically got good stuff, but like it only reward. See, the last year's promos are good because it didn't just reward theme teams, right? They started holding back ratings because of the Sprinter and John Madden and team chemistry. Yeah, certain cards would come out that would be like terrible to use on a regular team. So why would you pick that card up?
They're always terrible to use, right? They're always slow boys.
Oh no,
we look at the physical freaks when they put out Deion Sanders, Barry Sanders, those kind of guys. Those always were top end cards, and other cards would come out with like 92, 93 speed.
Yeah, they always did. Like, but this year it seemed like much worse though because like Mike Evans will come out and you're not gonna use Mike Evans unless you're a Bucs fan because like there's no point. Why use Mike Evans when there's a Calvin Johnson in the game that's already better? Like why when Randy Moss is already better? Randy Moss has like the same stats because the ratings or thresholds all exist, and he's 6'4" and he has like 99 speed and he's cheaper than going ahead and getting Mike Evans. So it just seemed like if you're rocking a theme team. That's why a lot of people think checked out of the game much earlier because you had to be rocking a theme team for a lot of these cards that came out to be usable. Chris Carson, you had to be rocking a theme team for him to be usable because like why would you use Chris Carson over the free? Was it Ricky Williams they gave us?
Yep.
Like why would you use him over like the who else was that? Who else? What running back was out at that time? Was that February? That came out around that time.
Wait, who?
Well, I'm trying to think of other running backs that were out at that time. They were like 99 speed. That were not on the theme team, were just sprinting, like power up, all that shit. And so then on top of that, it's kind of like they didn't drop stuff that we were used to. So like we didn't really get any power ups at all. I mean, after a while, so we haven't got power ups in like 2 months. It feels like it's been a minute.
Yep, yeah, no, it has been a long time.
I think it's just a combination of like last year we knew what their goal was, whereas this year they wanted to stretch stuff out, but also at the same time not give us anything we wanted.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like. I don't think I can't 100% agree. With 18, we know what they wanted to do. No, we were yelling like on a daily basis. The feeling that I had during 18's off season was worse than 19's off season, just because of how they spaced out programs, how they spaced off card drop stuff. So they've gotten smarter about that, like because of our feedback saying we want daily content. But like both seasons were frustrating, right? Why have they taken such a step down from the 15-16 era where like Mutt season was literally the best part about Madden, right? Like remember those maybe I don't know if there's nostalgia fitting in, but holy shit, like 15-16 all the sets, Ultimate Masters, Golden Tickets, like I said, Ultimate Legends, that's repeated, Position Heroes. I mean we got 2 of those, but Campus Heroes, there's a couple other programs that I'm missing, replays, and whatnot. So like we have a few of those like similar concepts this year, but it just doesn't feel like that pops there. It doesn't feel like that. Wow. And in the end, these last 2 years, EA just feels like they devolved. And why when they're trying to focus their company around being a live service company, do they kind of ignore the live series service in the offseason? Do like just not enough people play, and so like, all right, the amount of effort we put into the amount of people that buy packs isn't worth it. Whereas like us hardcore, us mutt no lifers, we're gonna be here, we're gonna do it, so that's why we want it. But the less serious, the more casual players kind of check out after the Super Bowl, and they lose that kind of fun because the mass isn't there. They don't get as much revenue. Like Madden's very unique for a product. I feel like Madden, the largest population of people playing Madden is right at Super Bowl time. That is peak Madden. You get those people that bought it for Christmas, the hype of the Super Bowl. That is it. And so like. And then right after that, it kind of like dies off a cliff because football's no longer on. And so like a lot of things, a lot of stuff will be like a normal bell curve maybe for people playing it. Whereas Madden's kind of like a Wile E. Coyote cliff and it drops off. So it's so strange to me why after the Super Bowl, the next week you got some honors, you got some Ultimate Legends, but why isn't there something like bonkers? Like if I were in charge of EA, I would try and have, kind of like similar to House Rules came out this year a little bit, I would have House Rules literally come out maybe like, I don't know, the Friday before the Super Bowl, or some new crazy mode, maybe even the day after the Super Bowl. Have something large come out that keeps players playing your game, that keeps the football hype for a little bit, where it's kind of like they just kind of get into regular, routine, monotonous MUT content, even though it's supposed to be super exciting. It used to be exciting. It didn't feel like that to me, that they wanted to keep that going this year, or last year specifically, and this year kind of just more of the same. I don't know. What do you think, Tex? What do you think? How would you keep an audience after the Super Bowl? Is there a way of EA doing it?
Yeah, just basically copy what you did back in Madden 15, 16, and 17. Like this, it's the off-season grind that we have to be rewarded for. Like their whole there's no end game for what they want us to do. So back in 15, 16, and 17, there was always an Ultimate Master. And so you would finish Journey, get a token, to finish Gauntlet or whatever, get a token, finish these finish these tasks, get this collectible, and then you can put that into for a set. And then it just always would reward you down the line. So you'll maybe lose coins on the front end, but then it would be a good investment if you finish pretty early. So that way you rewarded people who wanted to grind this offseason. If you wanted to grind this offseason, cool. You just got cards. That's all you got, which is fine. But at some point, with everything being as cheap as it is, with training being an option, I don't really need to use a 97 Gerald McCoy. I don't need a 98 Jarvis Landry, like with other receivers in this game, because I'd rather grind for something big down the line. A couple years ago, I want to say if you finish Ultimate Master, did you get you got Marcus Allen from Madden 17, didn't you? Or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Like you got rewarded.
Marcus Allen was new too.
Yeah. So you got a 99 Marcus Allen, but then you got an 87 overall for the next year's Madden. And it just kind of like it gave you incentive to finish this grind. On top of making a lot of coins, you also got a really good head start in Madden with a really decent running back and a high overall.
Go on.
It was just perfect in terms of the offseason. You had obviously, I think was it 2 years ago, you had the Chemistry Master, where you had to knock these stuff out. Was that last year? No, was that 2 years ago? It might have been last year. With the DeMarcus Lawrence and with the Jared Goff. I think it might have been last year.
I'll look it up. That sounds 2 years ago.
Maybe 2 years ago.
Battles last year?
We did get boss battles last year. Which our boss battles this year was a fucking shitty Legends grind, which took forever to get, and they had to make it auctionable because people stopped playing those souls after they realized it was Nat. And so it just seemed like they didn't want to give us something.
Yeah, golf was last year. Chemistry 101.
Okay, yeah. So we had that last year. The one before last year was way better in terms of what you could get. And so it just seems like they don't want. And I think when you play that, you got a token as well for other stuff. So they just don't want to give us that off-season grind and making everything easier, and making everything more accessible, which I think is the reason why people are kind of checking out of MUT, because not everybody wants things as accessible. the grinders especially. If you're gonna grind, they want stuff to make it tough. They want like the old MUTMasters way. At least that's what I want. The old MUTMaster way back where you have to spend a bunch of coins on ridiculous sets, but it's an investment, and then things work out towards the end if you finish on time. And then for the off season, then all of a sudden you start out with like losing like 500,000 coins, but at the end of the year you make like 3 million because you did the grind and you were keeping up with your tasks throughout the year. So I think that's the reason why. As they go back and copy what they did in 15, 16, 17, which kept the offseason great. Plus, on top of that, giving us sets in the game that we can kind of have fun with. Will of packs, will of coins. There's maybe you do a will of training that's actually updated without it makes sense mathematically, because doing that right now is still stupid. They just got to keep updating that stuff so we can make our own fun, as well as providing content for us to have fun would be good. But they seem to like not want to do anything after the Super Bowl. It's like the B team takes over for the A team, the A team goes to work on next year's game.
Yeah. And it's not a problem if, like, the B team can put out work comparable to the A team, but, like, the B team's, like, it seems like a third of the size or a quarter of the size as the A team, too. And I think, let me ask you this question before I move on. Do you think, I kind of want to talk, all right, I hope I don't, I'll make a note about the next thing I want to talk about. Do you think they need more things that carry over from one year's game to the next? Besides for rookie premieres, do they like that Marcus Allen? Do we want more stuff like that they can reward us like mid-80s for the next year? Is that something they should shoot for?
Yeah, I feel like it's something that if you're gonna grind for it that long, let me transfer to next year. Even if it's not a player that I get, maybe like give me like a elite player pack. So if I knock out everybody knocked out MUTMaster this year, so because everybody's MUTMaster, you get a random elite player packs. Probably gonna be 80 overall. Maybe somebody pulls an 89 fucking Aaron Rodgers and they're set for quarterback for like 3 months.
And they'll post it on social media so everybody gets hyped.
Yeah, so like it just stuff like that. It just, or they can go back to what they did 2 years ago with the Gauntlet. It might have been last year, where you get an 80 auctionable or an 83 Nat Plus. Like just stuff where you give us choices, so we can kind of choose. You know, you don't like that, but it just to reward us for playing last year's game besides just doing premieres, because it seems like they don't really want to like say anything, because they don't want to announce anything for next year's game. They want to be, everything has to be close to the vest instead of like everything has to be secretive.
Yeah, which is weird because, like, I know they talk about, you know, with companies, and they don't want to give out, like, future quarters. I forgot what the hell it was called, but they don't want to talk about next quarter's content because it's about stockholders and stuff. But, like, once we pass July 1, they should just open the floodgates on what the fuck is open, because, like, that's no longer the next quarter. But somehow they're like fucking CIA operatives at EA with, like, the next MUT and the information that's coming out about the MUT, whether they're gonna, I don't know. You know, they've been more open lately, so I give them less crap now than I used to, because they've gotten much better with it with Kralo there. So, like, I don't know. It doesn't seem, it seems weird to, like, withhold that information, and I guess we'll see. But as to, like, the old MUT Masters and Ultimate Masters and stuff, like, why do you think they got away from it? Was it too difficult? Was
yes.
Like, okay, here's what I say. Like, we go with the, everybody's been clamoring for Classic WoW. Now Blizzard just put out Classic WoW in beta. They'll launch it later this year, and there's so much hype around it. Why is Classic WoW loved? Now, I played Classic WoW. I didn't really play much past it. It was a huge grind for hardcore people. It's basically what grew that game into what it became, that MMO, the World of Warcraft. So why take out something that was that big of a grind and make it so fucking casual, like we saw with Shaz this year? Why take, it's exactly what Blizzard did to kind of open itself up, and you see this with other game companies, like, hey, we want to go more to the casual player, when in fact the gaming market overall is shifting more towards hardcore players anyways. We're seeing a big shift in games. You know, EA's the live service I keep harping on, they shift and they want you in their system for 1,000 hours every year. That's what the whole point of it is. And then you make it so that you reward people that only put in a limited number. Maybe they got burned with Star Wars and putting 40... Like, can you imagine a 40-hour grind in MUT being, like, the biggest grind possible? We would be pissed. 40 hours?
That was Journey 1.
Yeah, that's fucking casual mode.
That was...
Like, what the... Like, this is our life. What the fuck? Like, so we got... So obviously Star Wars is a different audience than Madden and Ultimate Team. But to, like, make the grind easy and to make it, like, I don't know. I guess, to be fair, a lot of people complain, but fucking filthy casuals. What are your thoughts on Ultimate Master? Would you want that kind of those old sets back, or is that nostalgia? Do those things actually suck?
So I don't. I think they suck for those that don't want to spend money. I think that's the reason why they took it out is because it literally is a thing that rewards money spenders, which is something EA doesn't want to reward because why y'all get shitty packs all the damn time. So I think that's the reason why, because like you cannot do the old MUTMaster stuff. I mean, because like it's just because you can do certain things part of it, but you gotta like you have to plan accordingly, right? You can do the. If I go back to the Madden 15 Sherman set, I think it was Sherman for 15.
Yeah.
Was actually I'm pretty sure you had to like complete all of the like what team captain set or whatever how they're called at that time.
Yeah, was it team captains 15 or was that 16?
I think they had like a version of each one, like from 15 to 17.
Yeah.
So they had to like make these big sets. I know 17 had the milestones, but they also had the team hero sets. Where you had to like knock them out to get the Julio Jones, you get the other team, man of the month card basically, and then you got a token for completing that man of the month card, which you had to put into MUTMaster set. So if you follow that down the line, you got to knock out. What was it? I think it was 20 total. You got to knock out 20 particular sets in order to get the 20 tokens you needed to get this thing completed. But if you don't got the coins to do that, then you're automatically not able to get MUTMaster completed. And I think people hate that aspect because it made it not fair that people who had money can get the better cards to then make more money off the coins that they would get for selling the cards, you know? So I think that's the reason why I made it more casual. But my thing is, why can't we have both? Why can't we have the Shaz grind and also give us a grind for like the Team Diamond sets where we get the like another MUTMaster item, where we get instead of like getting the what was the Team Diamond reward this year? Was it Ronnie Lott?
Yeah, it was Lot.
Yeah, give us Lot plus a token for like Ultimate Masters. Like this, it should be like something along the lines like that where you get rewarded for both, and then at the end of the year, if you just have the MUTMaster token, cool, you get a dope item, which we still have yet to have anything used for with it. But then if you have the Ultimate Master token or you have the Diamond Master plus the Ultimate Master token, then all of a sudden you get like, or MUTMaster token, you get something better as well. So it could be both, but they kind of wanted to like go with the we're not as greedy as you guys think route, which did kind of make me mad because now the grind is so fucking stupid. It's so dumb that you have to do all the 80,000 passing yards, bruh. That is
so bad.
That's the dumbest thing in the world. Like 40,000 rushing yards. Like that's shit you wouldn't get. Like if you weren't actively trying to do it yourself. Like those are goals in games that you'll never hit. Like unless you are literally playing every day.
Yeah, if you make a stat grind like that, you gotta make it so that way it kind of like accumulates as you're playing the game, and you gotta make it better. You gotta make it so that way somebody doesn't have to put 15 hours into. And I'm talking about I was talking about filthy casual, whatever. But like, you don't have to put 15 hours into literally sitting in one solo doing the same thing over and over again to grind it out. Like if you played head to head to get Shaz, 80,000 passing yards, and if you played it like pretty regularly, not obviously like every hour of every day, you could get a lot quicker, but it would take you till like January, February to get that many just normally, unless you played a weekend league plus a lot of seasons. Then it'd probably only take you a few months. But regardless, I think if you're gonna stat grind, you got to make the stat grinds kind of something that go along just with the game. Like, would you be against next year? Say they don't do MUTMaster like Shaz, but they have like sign like MUT. I don't know, kind of like career tributes, kind of like MLB did a couple years ago, where you get some very good players. Maybe when the game launches, some, 93 overalls, and you got to do something like maybe there's like 4 of them, and you got to do different stat grinds for different positions. So that way, like 93 it's pretty top end card when the game launches, but the stat grind will take maybe like a month each of casual play, and by that time we're getting a new kind of content, so like they'll be more matched up. Like, would you be against that kind of career tributes if it was like say there was a D lineman, a wide receiver, a running back, and a DB, and then you stat grinded for each one of those positions based off like interceptions, fumbles, and then like rushing or no, did they say quarterback passing yards, but like not 80,000 crazy ones, but like 30,000.
If it's just for that one card, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'd rather that card would like maybe you can only. I kind of want something maybe like you could do like 30,000 in like solos, but like 5,000 online.
Oh, that makes sense.
Something like that where it's just kind of rewarding online play, so that way you don't got to just sit in the solo. You can do solo if you want to, but you can get it done maybe faster and actually get something achieved instead of playing the same solo over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like stack it like that. I'm down for anything different what we got right now, because I'm not trying to fucking do 80,000 passing yards for a linebacker. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
I'm yelling
really
at you. I don't know why I'm yelling at you, but yeah, it makes no sense. Like, wait, what? I had to get 8,000 passing yards so Shaz can get a +2 overall? What? He's a linebacker.
Yeah. So with MUT Master, do you think the term itself denotes that you have to master MUT? Like, do you have to master the sets? Do you have to master the amount of packs you pull? Do you have to master draft champions and salary cap? Do you have to master house rules? Do you have to master weekend league? Do you have to master draft champion? Everything that's in the game in MUT and tied in the MUT ecosystem. For to be a MUT Master, do you have to do something for everything?
I feel like that is, because MUT Master right now is not really MUT Master. You can play. You can be a MUT Master playing solos. So how are you a master of MUT if you literally are just playing solos the entire time? Like, that's me. Everybody's making that's just you, Tex. You don't play head to head, you're right. But like, how can you be a like you don't play any of the other modes? You don't play draft champions. You don't do any sets. You just get on. You just grind these objectives out. Got your Shaz. So like, it should touch all facets of the game. And maybe if they want to go with the new list they got next year, what's it called? The what are the objectives called next year?
Oh, the program? Or the program starts with what we just got, right?
Yeah.
The solo start, I forgot what they are.
I forgot the objectives. They're objectives. They're just new objectives, but like where you don't gotta knock out all of the stars on it to get the reward. Mm-hmm. Maybe MUT Master should be something like that next year, where it will be like if you want to master MUT, it'll be like 150 stars plus whatever. But if you want to just get the
Ultimate
MUT Master
challenges,
Ultimate Challenge. So if you want to just get the Ultimate Challenges complete, just so you can get the Shazier next year, let's say he's MUT Master card, then you only got to do like 50 or 75 out of the 100. But if you want to master that list, get everything knocked out, then you got to get the extra, which then rewards you more down the line. But I would love for them to just go back to their old 16 and 15 ways, because I think that's the best that's the most fun I had in the game. Like that's the funnest period I had. I fucking wanted to kill somebody in 15, doing fucking them legacy collectibles, which was fucking impossible to get. The fucking that was so ass. But when I got that last one, bro, I felt accomplished.
Yeah. So it is true. Like, how much do you make your players suffer to feel that accomplishment? Like the classic grind to level 60 in WoW. Like that sucked for some classes, but better for others. But I feel you. Yeah, like they've definitely made the experience to get MUT Master easier, but in some regards worse, and still a little grindy. Yeah. I guess it'll challenge. We'll see what they do next year. If you and I in charge, we'd know what we do, but
easy.
We just kind of went through what we do.
Right.
Anyways,
we're looking at Madden 15 MUT Master. You got to collect. Like, you got to do all the fucking Bears Master, the freaking all the Tasty Team Master sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
get the
head-to-head was the worst. Remember that?
Yeah, Legacy Collect was the worst. That was the fucking Redskins Legacy, fucking Ravens Legacy. Those were fucking the worst to get. You also had to get the MUT Master
because they were random.
That
was worse. It was because they were random out of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they were random, or you got like you got tokens instead. Like it was either tokens or you got the collectibles. It was fucking annoying. But luckily you could trade those at that time. You're able to trade for the one you needed.
Yeah.
You also had to get these chemistry stuff done: short pass, long pass, ground and pound, speed run. Like, I missed that grind instead of just fucking objectives list. Why? We need to get Jake on and ask him why he decided to change. Yo, everybody here, you should at Jake on Twitter at Jake Stein, and ask him to come on a MUTMen podcast. We haven't campaigned like this before. We probably don't want to get too far into the podcast, but go ahead and at Jake Stein and tell him MUTMen podcast one more time. Hashtag one more time.
I like it. Hashtag one more time.
Yes.
Would he do it? Do you think he'd do it after EA Play? Oh, they're not giving any MUT. Are they giving any MUT info at EA Play?
No, I don't think so.
So what do you want to see from EA Play?
I just want to see I really want to see blocking in zones. All I care about at this point, because like if they didn't fix any of that, which they didn't announce they fixed any of that, that's all I want to see. I want to see if they fixed my lineman blocking air animation, because that shit's annoying for block shed D, And I want to know if they fix the zones, because if you can still just run crossers next year, I'm going to kill somebody. It might be myself, bro, because that shit's so annoying. Like, that's everybody's offense is like literally just fucking 40-yard crossers. I'm like, and you can't, and just like, I don't want to just do this all the damn time. I want to just fucking triangle down to the right thumbstick and then just run a crosser across the field. It's the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're changing route chemistries next year with the quarterback and each player having their own, like, special unique abilities. So I hope linebackers' special unique abilities is, hey, the ability to recognize a crosser and stop it. Because we know when they say this, they say they'll put it like, we put in a zone to stop crossers. They said that same shit this year, right? Like, we now made it so cover 3 match or different kind of coverages match crossers better. But then on day one of testing, you realize the linebackers, even the top end guys, even safeties at linebacker, don't recognize the crosser soon enough, and they break on it late, so that it's still a completion right along the sidelines for those guys around the crosser. So it's still like, it's almost like doing nothing at all, because you lose that guy in coverage just as a random parking cone, like you normally have him, and he becomes just kind of like a trail guy. So the completion's still 40 yards downfield without an issue. So So you want to see how EA play is better gameplay, but as we've seen in the past and people have complained, better gameplay at EA Play doesn't necessarily mean better gameplay when the game launches, right? We've seen them tune it before launch, and everybody hates it. We saw that, was it before Madden 17? Or no, it was before Madden 18, where a lot of people went to EA Play, played it, they say they liked the game, and then it came out, and people were like, well, they fucked up zones or whatever, and zones don't play well to the pass. So then they put in 91 zone, with the very first patch in Madden 18, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, okay, maybe zones play a little too harsh now. But it is what it is. I hope maybe they'll give us some information on MUT at EA Play. It's what I'm looking to hear, but I won't be going. You won't be going. You'll be in Vegas, though, so why don't you just kind of move on, scoot on over to LA. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, they can drive down there just so I can see David Dobrik.
Yeah.
But hey, yo, man, I understand they gave you like $1 million to show up at this place. How about you just give me like 10% of that? And we can
he already gave away 10% of it.
Yeah.
For a Jeep.
I give me like 5% of that thing you give away, right? And we'll just act like, because you don't need this money. I do. Yeah. So like just hook a brother up. Get back to the poor, bro. Robin Hood right now. Get back to the poor.
That's not how capitalism works.
That's true. But no, I would be fun though if I could get out there. I just don't have any interest in going out there this year to play. It's been fun the past 2 years, but you go out there, you talk to developers.
Your interview last year was so clutch with Jake, though.
Yeah, I know. I pulled it out for you, bro.
I know. What the H? He hasn't spoken to me since.
What'd you do?
I don't know. What'd you do?
I didn't do it. What'd you do? He DMs me like once a month ish. I'm lying. It's like once every like 4 months, but like it's still like I don't know what Gutfox did. Gutfox must have been like soliciting like stuff in his DMs, and Jake just got tired of it. Like, what the hell? Like, oh.
Rate my sandwich.
Yeah.
Man. But yeah, I guess EA Play will be interesting to see. I hope we get some footage, and I really want them this year for like the beta, if they do an open, because we've heard about the closed beta and the rumors there and people in that, and if they do the open beta, I pray they should go like we talked about this in the past, and I'll just reiterate my point again. I know that nobody's from EA is listening, but please allow us to like put the footage on YouTube, allow us to stream it. That way, what better way of getting feedback than to have more eyes on it, right? Then they can point things out. So like, if you stream it, if you do that, like, isn't that just better for the game overall? Like, not only marketing, but to get that many more eyes on the actual footage of the beta.
It's, to me, it makes more sense because like people may notice stuff that you may not see, and people may not be having time to like get on themselves, so they can actually look and see if the game is what they want to get, and it just helps everybody out. Like, it gets people hyped for Madden if they are excited about it for Madden 20, and on top of that, it helps people grow for the summer. So like you can help your creators out, and while they're streaming on Twitch or on YouTube and uploading, just so they can kind of like get stuff fixed for the game. Like, I know you want to keep everything kind of secretive, but like, I don't get the point of that in 2019. Like, everybody's going to talk anyway, so why not just let the people watch it?
Yeah, like, here's the thing. Like, there are two schools of thoughts here. You say, don't put out the beta footage because we're worried about bugs and glitches and stuff. We don't want our product looking bad. Okay. Then the other side of it is, you do put it out there as a part of a marketing tool and to help your game get better. So what do you care about, looking good or making your game better by having more eyes on it to fix the bugs and the glitches, and like you said, also help out your community, and share these things between each other. I think EA cares too much about not looking bad versus making the best product possible. Like the way that you improve as like a human being is to go out there, make some mistakes, and learn and grow from that. The beta and the finding the errors in that, and I really appreciate them doing it, but like making it the best possible game is what's ideal. So that way you can get loud voices, huge community feedback on the biggest issues, and you can make your kind of feedback. Like right now during the year we give them all this feedback, but after launch it's like, kind of the hype for the game goes a little bit down because it's already out there, so that the patch and whatnot. But like if they can take care of it up front and launch an amazing product, that'd be the dream, right?
I mean, it'd be perfect that way, but they dropped the beta so late where they can't really do many fixes that aren't going to be like game breaking.
Yeah, I mean they'll do like a day one patch like they usually do, right?
Yeah, with just stuff they probably got from like 2 months ago for the beta was like actually live. And the stuff that we find out are gonna get fixed right away. They'll do a hot fix that can go away with it, but it doesn't seem like they will. The beta comes out, and if it comes out, it'd be after EA Play, which would be probably June, middle of June. The game's out July 28th. So there's not much they could do in that month and 15 days to where the game's just gonna be yeah. So it's just something they put out just so they can kind of sit get our feedback on. And maybe reiterate some of the points other people have made to them that they're already working on, but I don't think this beta is gonna. Every player gonna have stuff that they fix that we notice as a community that they already didn't know. Yeah,
we say this every year, but we see them make large changes to the game though based off of feedback in the beta too. I get what you're saying, but there's some things the patches, for better or worse, significantly change the game every year. And the game plays in August different than it does play in February. Not only do the player ratings, but also because of some things that were turned out. We no longer see... I mean, fake screen wheel still works, but we kind of know how to counter it. We no longer see a lot of those day one issues, like the 335 odd looping blitz. We don't see that as much anymore because they patched that, and they changed contains, which kind of ruined and buffed mobile quarterbacks for some strange reason. They did that as the solution.
Came out?
What? Yeah, I'm not gonna go on that rant again. But... So it doesn't take them long to change some pretty major things in their game, and either introduce bugs or get rid of them. So while I feel that maybe there won't be a lot of changes, but we just said the example a few minutes ago of EA Play, playing it there, and then the game launch is completely different. So I don't know if I necessarily 100% agree with the take that the game can't change between when the beta happens and when the game launches. Because we've seen it in the past, and we've seen patches, a month apart, change the game significantly too.
I got you.
So yeah. So make the open beta public, please, EA. I mean, I don't see what damage it will do to you that your gameplay in the past hasn't already done. And that's my final kind of thought on that. Anything else you want? Oh, go on.
Honestly, I would love for it to be public as well. As soon as EA Play's over, because the reason why it's not public now is because they want you to play EA Play.
That's 100%. Yeah.
That's their selling point right now.
Yeah.
Right. Real quick before we get out of here, did you see what Clint tweeted?
When? Where?
Is it yesterday?
Oh, about hurry up the line.
Yeah. So you want to talk about that to people that may not know what's going on there?
Did I get more I didn't get more likes on my response to him than he got on his. For a while there, I was getting more likes than him. Okay. But anyways, I think, and I might just do a separate video on this myself. Totally. You could.
You can just talk about it at the end of the podcast. But you gotta.
Let's talk about it.
All right. So you gonna read this first? You wanna read it?
I'll read it.
All right, you got it. All right, cool.
So the original tweet by Cream, Cash Rules Everything Around Me.
Get the money, dollar bill, y'all. You gotta say it.
Yes, I liked our tag team right there. We make a good tag team duo there, Tex.
I like
after you pick a play in Madden 20, you don't walk the line of scrimmage no more, says Cream. You're already at the line of scrimmage. Once you pick a play and the play clock's around 16 to 18 seconds, but how does that benefit the defense? Quick hike, gon' be crazy in Madden 20. Clint quotes the retweet and says, no quick hiking, no 18 seconds. Pre-play is now standardized and tunable. I don't know what tunable means. We'll get back to it. Both sides given a minimum of 5 seconds pre-snap for adjustments out of the huddle, 3 seconds in no huddle. And then I reply, can you make sure the players have consistent buttons over their head each play? The random switching from play to play killed my quick adjustments this year. And I don't know how many times they introduced this into a patch. I want to say January-ish, where all of a sudden now my deep safety in 3-3-5 will randomly be the Y button instead of my nickel blitzer. So like, I right when that patch launched, I can't tell you the amount of times that I put my deep safety into a quarterback spy, and made me a little salty. Where I saw that at the very beginning of the play, and then I had to sprint back there with my user. Luckily, users move so fast, I could go cover deep, so they just get a completion over the middle for 20 yards instead of a touchdown. But you learn that, and it's like, okay, so that was something they introduced in the patch. It was very frustrating. But probably the biggest change that we're going to feel next year is this quick snap. Before this year, the quickest you can hike the ball is 7 seconds as the offense. So, and I still struggle to sometimes keep up on adjustments. One, due to the quick adjustment, and two, I do so many adjustments to basically stop common plays. Sorry. So I try to stop, crossers. I got to cross man them. Got to put guys in specific zones. And here's the thing: crossman doesn't work unless they're properly aligned too. So sometimes you got to click on a guy and drag him, and they don't all. And oftentimes out of the huddle, they don't like drag right away, which is also frustrating. So 5 seconds pre-snap, 3 seconds for no huddle. So you have 5 seconds or 3 seconds. So no huddles. If you're playing against a player that likes to adjust, you're gonna be basically playing against stock defense. 3 seconds to you could crossman guys, kind of line guys up, but you're gonna only get a few adjustments in, especially if you have to move a player, and it's gonna be huge. I think playing against quick snappers, I hate it. You have to play less adjusty D. You have to play more stock, and it's a legitimate way to play. For the offense, because you really keep the defense on their toes and they're not able to do everything, and sometimes they screw up their adjustments, you can get an easy touchdown. So this is just going to happen more next year. I don't think it's better for the game overall, and I'm a little disappointed that they do this because nobody was asking for quicker hikes. They wanted to go quick, fast, to fun as their way of saying it, but I don't think it's I think it's fun to make adjustments on defense and keep playing the kind of chess game, because when you see the formation, maybe it's better because you no longer have to wait till they end up on their formation, whether they're in single back bunch, gun bunch, pistol bunch, a lot of different kind of looks, whether they go into trips tight end or kind of what kind of alignment they're in. So seeing it out of the huddle, because you don't have to watch them walk up, you can kind of make adjustments because they're already there. So we'll see how it plays. What do you think, Tex?
I'm just worried about the adjustments aspect, because I don't make many adjustments as it is anyway, but sometimes I like to move people in position, and if they can hike the ball within 5 seconds, that's gonna be very tough, and especially because you're gonna have to usually you can identify what your opponent comes out in because you have to walk to line of scrimmage and all that, so you can see because this is gonna be bunch. Well, if you're already out in bunch, now you gotta go quick. You gotta go quick. So I guess it's gonna teach you not to panic as much. And just kind of be better, quicker at your reading of what's going on. But I really don't like this right now. It's going to be good for solo challenges, but I don't think this is going to be good for head-to-head play.
That's true. I didn't think about solos. That's great. That's the interesting part about tunable. Can we make it so obviously we already have the clock time. Can we make it so if it's 5 seconds to set it or 3 seconds, it's tunable for solos? Can you make it so the clock runs down to what do you think what would you want the minimum clock run to be? 5 seconds
for solos?
Yeah, how you can run it down to 10 seconds right now.
Yeah,
would you like it down to 5?
I would love to go down to 1. Oh no, I would love to go down to 5. 6 seconds. I can hit the ball at 1. Yes,
but
yes.
But in solos you don't need those 5 seconds pre-snap, right?
Well, not for defense, not for offense, because you need 5 seconds to hike the ball. So it would be 6 and then hike.
Okay.
So that way you can go down to 1. I just love to run down as chew clock as much as possible.
Well, what I'm saying is, what if in solos they gave you an option to drag it down all the way to 1 second? So it basically, or 2 seconds, it lines you up to the line of scrimmage. You just press hike right away. Once the screen flips over, you hit hike and then your play goes.
I would love
that
that
be something
so
you want?
much. I would love that so much.
Yeah.
Oh my god! You know how much time we save because like they are intentionally screw with these solos anyway because of the timeouts. So this would give us a lot more time to be able to shoot clock and get up out of there much faster.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm here.
But like
for
solos gonna be different next year. There won't be as many long grinds, right? It'll just be like, can you do this thing?
It depends because like sometimes the objective based ones are longer grind than actual just going into solo because you want to get the fucking bonus goal.
Oh, true.
So like, it depends on how hard it is. If one of them says you get a fucking 90-yard touchdown without performing a spin move or performing a juke move or performing a ball carrier move, that's gonna be fucking impossible. You have to get lucky with the blocking, and that's gonna take like 17,000 tries.
We'll have to learn how to stop and go next year.
Stop and get. Let's go. Get somebody to get that one guy's ebook.
Yeah.
How to stop and go. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that because it's gonna be with the just I don't gotta worry about like basically walking up and then run to the line, taking 10 seconds to hike the ball. We can just go ahead and get it done. So
yeah,
it's gonna be speeded up a little bit more, which is I'm here for. You know, I don't think they want. Yeah, you know, I think they're gonna fucking make the time up for us by these impossible objectives for the extra stars that you need.
Yeah. I mean, what do you? We talked about that? Are you gonna miss old solos?
I mean, I'm gonna miss old solos because like the whole point of this is so you can play with a friend, and I'm pretty sure Ghost is gonna be gone next year, and so you're gonna have to be in it with your friend next year. If Ghosting's back, bro, this is the most incompetent company in the world. What
do you mean? Oh, the ghosting on the squads?
Yeah.
That shit was great.
I know, but if it's back, bro, this company is so incompetent.
Why?
Because
leave it. It's amazing.
I agree, but they know it's a problem. Like they know it's an issue. But
it's not an issue. I disagree. It's great. Love it.
Great. Yeah, I love it.
Here's
too,
the thing with people. Just buy. Are you buying two consoles next year? Just gonna grind with yourself, double time,
probably
double the rewards.
Yeah, I'm having no money spin account. This is gonna be me grinding, but like only on one though. They're gonna be like tracking. There's gonna be so many IP bans next year. It's gonna be crazy.
There's no way they can IP ban for like you could just say it's your brother's account.
Okay, you could say that and they'll like prove it.
It doesn't matter. Like what they're gonna ban somebody for playing their game
they ban somebody for a farm account.
Yeah, but that's just they only ban because you're transferring coins. Like if they ban you, it's because you try to transfer coins stupidly.
Okay.
Instead of trading a limited time card over and just quick selling that to transfer your coins, you decided to like buy a cheap bronze in the market. You're like, okay, well that's just fucking obvious.
I'm about to have another PS4 in my room just so I can do this. This is crazy.
There's no reason not to.
Yeah, no reason. Yeah, so I'm happy about that, but I just want to see like, is everything gonna be? Well, everything's probably gonna be dual grindable, okay. dual grindable. But I just want to know like, are we still gonna get the stuff I like? Are we still gonna get Gauntlet next year? Are we still going to get... Because it seems like... I don't know if we're going to be getting any rewards out of the solos, but the rewards are going to be out of the objective list or the ultimate challenge list. And if that's the case, that's going to annoy me.
Yeah, I don't know. I would assume it's going to be both just like this year. I don't think they're going to give up on that. But, you know, I can't see the future. I don't know what they're thinking. So you might very well be right. And your greatest fear could come true. But I don't think they're going to get away from like kind of like their branded solos like they have had that people kind of have an attachment to.
I hope not, because like I would love for to get reward for playing the solo and also getting the stars done as well. I wanted to kind of it's like double dipping, but if it's just gonna be like, all right, knock out the gauntlet, but you have to get these stars to get your rewards, like fuck out of here. Like, and I gotta do all these extra shit so I can get this shit done officially. So just I get the solos done, but because I gotta go back and play this one, kind of get the appropriate amount of stars. Because like basically you gotta play each solo 3 times. It seems like to get the maximum. Well, because they got the easy, hard, and fucking very whatever the hell you call it.
Your first time could just be on the hardest difficulty.
You could, but you get more stars for playing it over and over again. So like
no. The max you can get is 3.
I thought the max you can get is no.
Sorry. The max you can get is 3, but if you get the bonus objectives, you can get to 5 or 6 or something like that.
Is it? Okay, so what I've been understanding about this was like you could play on easy and then get the bonus objective, and play on medium, get the bonus objective, play on hard and get the bonus objective as well, and get more stars for that.
Yes. So if you play on easy and get the bonus objectives, you get 3 stars.
Yeah.
If you play on hard and get no bonus objectives, you get 3 stars. If you play on hard and do the bonus objectives, you get 5 stars.
But that doesn't stack though.
No.
So the most you can
get from each one is 5 stars. Yeah.
Okay, so I thought it stacked. I thought the most you can get in total would be like
10.
What is that?
No.
Yeah, to be so 11. 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
So no then. Or
12.
12. I can't do math. So okay.
Me
so
neither. I just guessed.
The most you get is 5. Okay, so so you're gonna play things once then. So he's playing the hardest difficulty at that point.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That'll be like I wonder if hard difficulty this would be like solo battle difficulty.
They're probably lay cheat on purpose so they can screw you over.
Oh, totally.
It'd be good video fodder for that. I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I was understanding. So that's what I was afraid of, like having to fucking play the same solo 3 times because of the star system, trying to get the maximum amount of stars.
No, that'd be annoying as fuck.
That's what I thought they were gonna do because it's easier content for them because instead of dropping 3 solos, they drop 1. You can play 3 times.
Nope.
Okay, cool. I'm glad that's.
It's an option, but it is not required.
Okay. All right, cool. I'm glad that I'm an idiot and I can't do something. I didn't know that. All right,
You're not an idiot. You're just a little confused. It happens to everybody. You know, we all get a little confused. You know, in the dark, it all feels the same.
Making some mistakes.
All right, that's it for the pod, though.
No, it's not.
What?
Program stars. We never got to it.
Yeah, we talked about program. Oh, yeah, that's right. Do you like this? Fucking A. You're right. I thought we talked about that. We touched on it earlier with Mutt season, but you're right. We didn't actually talk about this specific. Yeah. What do you think about it, Tex?
What do I think about program stars? I think it is a good way as of right now, which is the only way, I guess, to get rid of elite tokens, silver tokens, and gold tokens. Yeah. Before the podcast, you told me this is exactly what I wanted, which is not true. I would have rather them use the gold and elite and silver tokens for like premieres for next year.
They're not out yet. You can't say that. They're not out yet, though.
I know, but like, I think premieres next year are gonna be something that doesn't require tokens. I feel like it could be something a little different. So I just feel like this is kind of a lazy way to give us something that revolves around tokens. The only thing about it I like is the fact that it's super cheap to do. Like, if you got a bunch of power ups in your binder and you got a bunch of training, and training is cheap right now, you can easily like make a decent amount of coins, at least 100,000 coins profit just by making these cards if you got a full binder and just selling them. So like right now I'm up about 700K.
Nice.
Just by doing the set 3 times, and I got.
So there's your rookie premiere fund.
Basically, which would probably give me like 1 because everything's gonna be probably expensive at that time. But yeah, so I'm really like I'm glad they finally put something out with tokens, but I would have much rather them had to like will of packs or will of quick sales or will of something else that's fun instead of giving us some players that none of us need really.
So I mean, like, need is a weird word. And obviously, it's not going to exactly read your mind on what you want every time. But like when I said it's exactly what you want, you wanted token sets. I wanted token set. We all wanted token sets. I think this accomplished the goals without like tying it into rookie premieres, because we won't get rookie premieres maybe for another few weeks or something. So to do for next year, maybe till July once they're done with weekend league and solo battles and stuff like that. Anyways, so this obviously it's not perfect, but I think it's close enough. I think this is what we wanted. I am not going to fault them. I heard this complaint from a lot of people about it being a lazy way of doing it, but like they put in a brand new cards. The only complaint that I agree with is that it didn't happen soon enough. And it's a little bit late in the year for these token sets. We want them before next year. I hope we get them like monthly for something like this. Kind of like we got Man of the Month a few years ago. It was at 17. So like that's the only complaint that I agree with. Otherwise, I absolutely think this is one of the better programs, maybe the best program we've had in the Mutt off season, and maybe for quite a while in 19. I think it doesn't look like a lot of work, but I think this is them listening to us and the things that we wanted. It just took us so long to get through their head, and maybe we should have spent more time talking about golden tickets, because what the fuck? Why aren't those there? Anyways, back to program stars. That's kind of my whole point about them. I liked it. I think it's a great job, and that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, timing is everything, and this would have came out 2 months ago, really a little better instead of coming out in July when because the reason I said these players are not like usable. It's like if you are like, well, at least for like I know everybody's got a 9-9 overall team, but like most people are probably rocking a theme team right now, or most people are probably done with the game. And so like if money came out that you didn't need, like, why would you like pick them up? So like at left tackle I have a decent squad. I have a 98 Beecham at left tackle. He's better than the Tyler Smith that came out. At right tackle, I got Taylor Mode, who's better than the right tackle that came out. Like my receiver core is better than the Julio Jones, the Gronk, the Tigers guy is better than Jimmy Graham. So it seems like if this would have came out when like people were actually kind of still playing the game, especially when house rules existed, bruh, much better. But no, coming out when house rules is not in the game anymore, and it's not really any reason to play outside of just I had nothing else better to do. Kind of an L.
Well, any cards right now are going to be very equal to what we already have or worse. Like so that's not a question. Like that's not a point. Like that's just due to the 99 stat issue and the 100 stat issue, and that issue we know is a thing, and that's still a big problem. Like so, the cards coming out, they're big names. You're right. Like Julio Jones isn't better than T.O. or Megatron or other top end receivers like that, but he's still a big name in the league. He's still got his 99 for the Falcons fans. Like so, like that would have been a problem hands down, no matter almost whatever they did, just due to stat distribution this year. But like for the set itself and the content specifically, I love it. I saw a lot of complaints like, well, if you didn't already have a full binder, you got fucked. And the thing is, like, I'm not going to be a person that hates content because it wasn't designed for me. Like solos, I don't play solos. I don't play solo battles much at all. I have done quite a few solos this year, but I generally don't consider myself big into solos. But when new solos comes out, I'm not gonna be like, hey, this sucks. Why are you doing solos? Fuck solo players. Whereas like you see that a lot in the Madden community, like, oh, fuck people that just do that have full binders. Like I don't think we as a community should hate on certain sections of the community depending on who they are, right? Like depending on, you know, who this benefits, who it doesn't, like, because there's so many different people in different slices of life, in different slices of like their progress and where they are and what they have, and so like those complaints I hate the most. Be like, oh, this only benefits people with a full binder. Sort of, not really. Like you could pull packs. What was great about this promo, and I mentioned it during my video, was that it made packs worth it to pull. I pulled a gold player pack, and because 86s were going for like 12K and 84s were going for 7K, like I'd pull a 7,500 coin pack, and how often those cards were coming out of the pack made pulling packs profitable. Isn't this what we want in MUT? Just because some people had a full binder that helps them doesn't mean you can't help yourself with market moves and seeing how profitable packs are at the time. Like this, it truly hit exactly what we wanted to hit, and exactly something we've complained about. So the fact that EA listened to it, I'm not going to sit here as a negative Nancy. I'm not going to find something to complain about in a program that I saw as an absolute win. So when EA does good things, we need to praise them, because then they'll just stop listening to us. All right, we got to pick our battles, and don't say dumb shit like, not you specifically. I'm talking about some people in the community. Mm-hmm. Like fuck these players that help people with full binders, but you're only that because your money spent, or you've just been lazy the whole year, so that's why you got bailed out. I don't like that. I don't like that attitude, and that's all I got to say about that.
What you're saying makes a lot of sense, and we like I say we should be thanking EA, but my thing is like I just don't like thanking somebody for something they should have done a while ago. It's like that's the dumbest thing you could possibly do, in my opinion. It's like this should have been done. We like you guys have they literally have a backlog and like all this history of stuff they've done in the past that they could just copy paste and go on from there. But I'm not one for, hey, you guys did something cool recently, so here's some praise. No, I'm not. That's not me, bro. Like, do this shit consistently. That's why your game people play the game longer.
Haven't you heard better late than never, Tex?
Hey, I know. It says I'm gonna be at least about an hour late. It's cool. I'm glad you eventually showed up. But like, EA's not only just late. They legit like walk in as a surprise party is happening and get you, and they mess it up for the person that's showing up for the actual surprise party. They'll show up, party's at 10 o'clock, and the person's showing up to be surprised at 10:30, and EA shows up at 10:28. And the person that front door like knocking. Yeah, the person that, and it all says surprise for EA. Like, oh shit, it's not the guy. And the guy that's party actually comes in that right behind him, and it's all ruined. That's EA. They show up literally at the worst time.
That is such a good description. I love it. I fucking love it, Tex.
That's what they do.
God damn. Right. I want to go out on that laugh.
All right, that's good. Yeah. That's what we're ending it on. All right, guys, this is MUTMen Podcast, episode 169. Thank you to Gut Fox for making time on this nice day, because we usually record on Tuesday, but I've been working a lot lately, so my Tuesdays have been busy. Next week, I'm not going to be here. I'll be in Vegas. I'll try to get my mic and the computer out there so we can do the podcast if I have the time on the Tuesday.
I mean, you're on vacation. Don't. You don't have to work, dude. Unless you really want to. I'll definitely be glad to have you every single time. But if you're out there enjoying yourselves with Vic and Click, don't worry about the MUTMen Podcast. I mean, you cover for me, I cover for you. That's right. We scratch each other's backs. That's how we do. All
right. So if I have a text message story by the time I get out there to Tuesday, I'll come on and just tell that.
Awesome. I love it.
All right. And we'll see you guys. Well, I'll see you guys in about 2 weeks.
Everybody else, next week.
Yes, sir. MUTMen on Fox Channel. Link down in the description below. And y'all have a good one.
See ya.